In just 3 months from today, I'll be fluent in Brazilian Portuguese. Yes, you heard that correctly. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. And for those of you who have been here before, you'd know that I embarked on a crazy challenge of learning Brazilian Portuguese in just 10 days. I've also linked that video here. Now, in that video, I outlined how to become basic conversational in just 10 days, but I don't want to stop there. I want to speak with a lot more confidence and truly understand the language. So how am I going to do this? That's a great question, and this is exactly how. I'll reach fluency in 3 months by following 3 simple steps. The method I'll be using will rely on resources like Pimsleur, italki, the complete Brazilian Portuguese textbook, content on YouTube and Netflix, and of course, music. Now, for those of you naysayers out there, of course I won't sound like a native in 3 months, but that's not the point. The point is to understand and be understood and to be able to communicate fluently. So without further ado, on to step 1, forced immersion. This is where things get intense, but trust me, also where the magic happens. The idea is to surround myself with the language. First, I'm going to change the settings on all of my electronics to Brazilian Portuguese. It may seem like a small step, but it's very effective. Think about it for a second. If you're navigating something that you're used to, but in a foreign language, it stops you from having to translate every single thing. Thus, you're no longer thinking in your old language, more rather in your target language. So this way, I'm constantly forced to think and see things from a Brazilian Portuguese perspective, which is going to aid and speed up my learning process. Next, I've committed to only consuming Brazilian content. This means watching shows like Sintonia, DNA of Crime, and The Mechanism on Netflix. And the rationale behind this is that these shows are packed with language and cultural nuances that you can't just pick up from a textbook. And let's not forget about the music. I'll be diving into Brazilian funk, trap, and hip-hop. Artists like TZ the Coronel, MC Ryan, MC Ariel, Anitta, and Mcida will all form part of my playlists. Listening to music will help me to better understand the language, and it will give me a taste of Brazilian culture. Finally, I'll be reading Brazilian news articles online. It's a great way to stay informed whilst improving my vocabulary and reading skills. Plus, it'll give me a sense of what's happening in Brazil right now. Alright, moving on to step 2, planned learning. While immersion is crucial, structured learning helps to solidify what you're absorbing. To guide me, I'll be using a textbook called Complete Brazilian Portuguese, which is highly recommended on Amazon, by the way. It comes with exercises, audios, and tests to guide you through the learning process systematically. But I won't be stopping there. I'll be scouring the internet for free resources, especially on YouTube. YouTube channels dedicated to teaching Brazilian Portuguese are gold mines of information. And there are so many varied teaching styles that I'm sure I'm going to find something that's a good fit for me. Every day, I'll also practice using a language learning tool called Pimsleur. This way, I'm forced to speak and listen. It's a great way to practice pronunciation and to really hone in on my understanding of the language. Finally, I'll also be playing Duolingo, and I use the word play, not use, because to me, Duolingo is just a game. I said it in another video and I'll say it again here. Don't kill me, don't be offended, it's just my opinion. And to be clear, what I mean by that is that Duolingo is not a good active learning tool. If you want to learn passively while you're sitting on the toilet seat, while you're waiting for a bus, while you're waiting for a train, while you're waiting at an airport, yeah, it makes sense to use to learn passively, but as an active learning tool, please do not rely on it. Honestly, waste of time, trust me. Now, last but definitely not least, step 3, reinforcing what's been learned. This is where I take everything I've learned and put it into practice. To do this, I'll be taking 2 to 3 conversational classes on italki every week. The beauty of italki is that I can connect with different people from various regions in Brazil. This way, it can help my understanding of different accents, regional slang, and expressions. Now, to keep me accountable and motivated, I'll be recording monthly updates here on YouTube. Knowing that you guys are following along will help to keep me on track. Then finally, I'll be testing my skills at the end of 3 months by speaking to 5 random Brazilians. Whether it's ordering food, having everyday chat, or just general conversation about the weather, this will be the ultimate test of my abilities. So, that's my plan to become fluent in Brazilian Portuguese in just 3 months. It's going to be challenging, but I'm excited to dive in and experience this beautiful language and culture. If you're learning a language too, feel free to drop some comments below with tips and tricks to help me. Honestly, I'm open to all suggestions, so feel free to leave a comment below. And while there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to follow my journey. Now, to give you guys more context, I'm an avid traveler who loves exploring different cultures. I visited Brazil once, but I didn't speak the language and I felt as though that hindered my experience. I don't want that to be the case again. Plus, I plan on living there for a short period of time in the future, so I'm highly motivated to learn the language. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then you should check out my other video on how I taught myself Brazilian Portuguese in just 10 days. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.